Welcome back. I'm Pete, and you're watching the Custom Car Channel. But we're going to work on a Bobcat today, and it's going to be awesome. Since this one's a Silverado, maybe you guys could just call me the Silverado man. Alright guys, it's Lawnmower Day again, and I got the apparatus set up, so
alright, we got this one. She's back mowing. Let's go get the other one. It's in the shed. It looks like I really do need to mow, and it looks like it is off a little bit, but it'll be okay. There's all this junk in here. Alright, this mower should start. Let's take a look at this bad girl. Look at that. All right. So this one needs an air filter, plugs. I bought a kit on Amazon. Let me go get it. So I got a new carburetor too, because if this one you shut it off and you come back 15 minutes later, it won't start until you leave it for another hour or two. So instead of so I got this kit on Amazon. I'll leave a link, and I need an air filter. I could not find one in town. Hopefully this is the right one. This just a little bit, and it came with a carburetor. I'm sure it's Chinese. Some little cleaning brushes that could come in handy, some new fuel line, some gaskets, some spark plugs. I was under the impression that these were going to be Briggs & Stratton spark plugs. These are not. Instafire. So I'm going to have to check it. I thought I was getting Briggs spark plugs. It's got a fuel valve, 2 spark plugs, fuel filter, and 4 clamps. Alright, I'm going to get ready and we're going to put all this stuff on. Alright guys, I don't know where I left off. I had to take a phone call. It's been like an hour. So, yeah, we're going to put this kit in. Alright, I think the first thing, let's see if this air filter fits. So I did already change oil on this the last time I had it in. So the oil change is already done. And this one I sharpened the blades on, and they're good. So it does look, it looks like I got the right one. And this one isn't the greatest shape. So this thing had a single cylinder, like 21 horse maybe. I don't know what. And it was blown up. So I bought this blown up. And I've gotten this thing all back to going again. And I'll tell you a story here in a second. Actually, we're going to change the carburetor, aren't we? So let's take all this stuff apart. I'm not sure if this carburetor is going to be any good. I'm sure it's a Chinese. So it looks like it goes on there like that. Alright, let's take her apart and see what it looks like. So I suppose I can tell you the story. So I bought this thing all blown up. And I found this engine on Craigslist. So I bought the engine. The starter was bad on the engine, so I had to get a starter. Anyways, this thing has just been awesome, and this engine bolted right on without drilling any holes or anything. The pulley swapped over. The problem was this has got an electric clutch on the mower deck. The charging system on this engine can't keep up. So, you know, I think I used it for a whole year, and I'd have to charge the battery after every mowing time. So, what I did, and I'll show you guys, I mounted one of them mini alternators, them hot rod ones, down under there. And I no longer have any problems with charging. So let's just look at this. There is some linkage. Okay, the linkage is on a different part of the carburetor. Yeah, it looks like everything is basically the same. Alright, let's see if we can get this carburetor off of here. And get this new one on there. And there's something wrong with my choke cable too. It really sticks. Like right there, it's stuck. So we're gonna have to figure that one out because I'm done dealing with that. There's the fuel line. It looks like I need a nut driver. It looks like these bolts go in from the bottom. So I spent a little more time on the phone than I should have. And I'm running behind now. So we have a mount on the carburetor for the choke. Like this one. Yes, we do. This carburetor is very, very similar. So now it's the cable free. Yeah, the cable is semi-free now. Alright, so it looks like we got another line on the bottom. And a couple bolts. Let's see if we can get the bolts out of there. Let's see what happens. So like I said, the problem is after you, yeah, I can see gas running down there right now. So it's flooding over. It probably just needs to be kitted or cleaned. But I needed spark plugs, air filter, fuel filter, air cleaner. I needed all that stuff, and it was just cheaper to, the whole carburetor and everything came in the kit. Alright, so it looks like this little linkage rod here not sure what we're gonna do. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, that looks very similar. Actually very tight. Okay, I got that to go in. Alright, that bottom gasket looks okay. We'll just leave it. The top, there is a gasket on this car, but we got a new gasket. So let's get the gaskets ready. We got a gasket for the top. So they only gave us the one gasket. Unless there's two. No. So we'll need this one. And we will need this one in a minute. So next we gotta just get this linkage down in there. That was easier going back that way. Alright, there's one bolt started. It is the right threads. Alright, let's tighten them down evenly. Let's give it a little wiggle. This gasket's pretty thick. I think after the first time I mow with it, I'll check it and make sure these stay tight. Usually the thicker gaskets, you're gonna have to keep an eye on them because they're gonna squish down. My ratchet's just a little bit too long. Alright, I think we're gonna get it now, so there we go. Alright, that's semi-tight, semi-snug. Alright, now we're semi-tight. Alright, so that's tight. That's tight. Let's see if one of these clamps they sent us will fit this hose. Not quite. I'm going to get a different clamp for that hose. Okay, I was able to find a clamp relatively quickly. This hose did not have, I think this is the vacuum line for that pump. There we go. So next, let's put the fuel line on. And I did not have a clamp on the fuel line, so I'm not sure if that's going to work. Well, that's not small enough. So we're not getting a clamp on there. This is just some fuel line that I bought. It's not quite the right stuff. Alright, so next, we're tight there. Let's make sure our throttle's not bound. I think it needs a little lube on this one. That was a little tight on that one. Yeah, it was the new one on there. So that's nice. Next, let's get that choke cable fixed. And so what I think I'm gonna do, so I got this stuff. I think I'm gonna soak that cable, and this will soak through the cable. Looks like I got it tied down there. So we're just gonna spray this on the cable. And make a mess. But I think the cable's dry. Now let's work that cable. Let's put a little up here. It's okay because I gotta wash this anyways. Not today. I'm gonna get something better. I made one hell of a mess. I do want to put an oil change sticker on it because I changed oil last time. Alright, there's that mess. Let's continue on. So we do need to take this little bolt out of the old one. I'm going to go tip this over into the oil drain. Because my experience with these aftermarket carburetors is not good. Alright, so the choke is all the way in. So that means we want the choke all the way open. Alright, let's see if that works now. Yeah, that's a lot better. Let me spray a little food film on this. Alright, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. That's way better. Alright, I think we're ready now for the air cleaner. Alright, so I tapped that out. That's all I'm going to do. Here's our new gasket. Line that up. Stick that breather back in here. There we go. I think I stuck it on the wrong spot. Now there we go. Alright, let's find them 3 bolts. They look like a 1024. And that does not look the same in there. I think they're 1032. Okay, I decided that, you know, if that is 1032 down in there, that'll just lock these in there. So let's use the original ones. Because if one of these screws fell out, you know, it would go into the intake manifold, and if it got sucked in there, it would probably blow up. See how hard that goes in. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Maybe that's what it was designed to be like. So I'm sure the threads that are in there are 1032. Or what is it, that 3mm? Is that 3mm then, or 4? One of those two, but they're fine thread. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to Loctite these. Alright, there we go. Next was this little guy. Then we need this. And this one already has the washer, it's stuck on there. It's right here. I was looking all over for it. Alright, I think the next thing let's make sure the throttle works. Okay, that's hooked down there to the governor. Alright, let's change the fuel filter. I think I'm going to get the pan. And we'll cut off the supply. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do that. The hose is hard. This one's just barely on there. I think we'll have to cut it. People are getting their hot rods out. I was watching a short last night. The guy changing oil, and this guy he changed the crush washer on the oil drain plug every time. I only change the gasket or the crush washer if it's bad. This filter is like the cheapest one I've ever seen. Alright, there we go. Let's do one more thing. Let's change these plugs. I did take my original ones out last week, and I swapped them with some auto lights. Looked like these are for maybe an old race car engine. My original plugs are some Champions right here. So it looks like that's 20, 25, 26, 27, 27 and a half on that one. Now this gap is like 20. I used to run some old Feely heads on one of my race cars. These are some auto lights. Feely heads, camelbacks. And these have like 33. Guys, I still never looked up of whether I thought I was getting Briggs & Stratton spark plugs. So the gap on these is like 33. Let's close that up a little bit. I'm thinking, let's go 30. How about 25? I closed it too much. And there we are. That's 25. Let's try that. There we go. I had to tip her up just a hair. Probably won't even run when we get done. Alright, let's get this other one. Now, like 33, that's too much. Ah, I nailed it right first time. 25. Alright, let's check the oil. I'm just going to let that drain back, because this one will fill up the tube. I'm going to get an oil change sticker. It's got 573 hours on it. Alright, it's full on oil. I don't know where I can put this sticker. Maybe we'll just put it right on here. This is low tech vinyl. There we go. And yeah, I did that. It was orange. And this is, what do they call these? Louver cut. Yeah, it's all louver punched. That was a pain in the ass. And then I put the old one on it. And I put the little flames on the back. And I put a little American flag there. Yeah. Some people stop and watch me mow with this thing. Alright, I think we're in good shape now to see if it runs. I think that's everything, to be honest with you. I can't remember, was there anything else we were going to do? Other than it needs a wash. Alright, let me see if it'll start. Yeah, we're going to have to adjust the carburetor. I think it's sticking on me just a little bit. I might have bent it too far now. Let's see if that works. Alright guys, I just ended up bending that governor rod, just twisting it a little bit. There's a little bit of slack in the linkage. That was causing that problem. Alright, we're gonna go out and drive it and mow. Alright guys, I remember I was going to show you guys the alternator. So right up there, I didn't have to get a new belt or nothing, and it's self-exciting. There's no plug in the bottom. One little bracket over to the hydrostat unit. One little bracket up there that holds the one ear, and it's bolted solid. It's not adjustable, but that baby's been on there a couple years now, and that keeps the battery and the mower deck all working fine. Alright guys, there you have it. That's my lawnmower. Yeah, I'm not 100% happy with that carburetor, but we'll try it out over the next couple mowing times, and I can always rebuild the other one, I guess. So, yeah, I just thought I'd share. I finished tuning up my lawnmower for the year, and alright guys, thanks for watching, and you can catch me next time.